This goddamn pumpkin's worth shit! Where did we buy this from? This is Garden Ridge shit!
Check out my fucking shorts!
Sit the fuck down! God, it's so nasty. I saw your ball hanging out, you old man Smithers.
Wearing my wife's shorts.
Hey
Halloween
guys!
Fucking Horror Month! 2017!
Yeah! Yeah, girls. Keep it going.
Shorts. Can you see our balls?
It fucking spilled.
We dressed up like
counselors from the early 80s, yeah.
And wore short shorts. And when we set up the camera, you can't even see it.
It sucks, man, because we really put a lot of hard effort into this. Mike's wearing fucking Speedos, and I had to cut some jeans.
Bumblebee
to
tuna.
Make fucking these short shorts, and you can't even see it.
My balls are actually showing. Friday the 13th, part 2. Guys, this Halloween Horror Month, we're re-going back because we've gotten better at this over the years, I feel like. I hope so.
A little bit.
We're re-going back and we're doing all the Freddys, all the Jasons, all the Michaels. The thing that we did our very first inaugural year of Halloween Horror Month, we're going back and redoing all them shits.
I stretched a lot of fucking hams.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
What?
I like beans! It's really just a continuation of part 1, but this time around, Sean Cunningham's not going to direct Victor. Tom Savini is not doing the special effects, which is a huge fucking bummer. He's not doing the gore because even he said, and that's really the problem going into this movie, is the way that they ended Friday the 13th, the original, with the dream sequence. Was it a dream sequence? Was it not a dream sequence? When Jason pops out of the water after it turns out that his mom was the killer for the full movie, it didn't make sense to him. So he was like, I did the burning, I think it was, or the crossing, whatever it was. He was like, because I thought, fuck that shit, and I don't blame him. At that time, I would have read that and been like, nah, dog.
It was a dream sequence. I mean, it's been established.
Has it? It has, Mike. Tell me all your thoughts on God, because I'd really like to meet him.
Tell me all your thoughts on God.
But we have a new crew of camp counselors going to Crystal Lake.
Actually, they're not going to Crystal Lake, Mike. You're wrong.
Well,
they're going to the counselor training center.
It's in the goddamn geographical region.
It's actually that was one of the.
There's a lot of bucks.
That was one of the main things about it that I always thought was kind of stupid. You're not going to Crystal Lake. You're going to something adjacent to Crystal Lake. It's literally, yeah, like Fistal Lake.
We're going to Fistal Lake.
Everyone's going to have a lawsuit. But you're going to Fistal Lake, right across the street from Crystal Lake, but it's not Crystal Lake, it's a counselor training center, because this movie comes out in 1981, 1 year exactly after the 9 murders that took place literally right next door to the fucking the camp counselor center. And you guys are like, oh, I don't give a fuck, because I smoked a lot of doobie and had a lot of beer, and I don't care. I just want to get laid by rocket titties. This was the first time that we were introduced to the old baghead, Jason.
Old baghead is what I like to call him.
Old baghead is coming around to see if you've been naughty or nice, and whether you've been naughty or nice, he's gonna fucking slice your dick off. It doesn't matter.
Dude, this movie has so many problems, and there's so many problems.
But there's fucking baghead Jason.
Old baghead, dude, this is the one time. Yeah. The one time in Jason history that you get old baghead Jason. And I fucking love baghead Jason. To me, he's scary as shit.
He hasn't gone to fucking, you know, Dick's All Sporting Goods and got the hockey mask yet.
My favorite scene, maybe, I mean, dude, that's a rough one. But if you want to talk about maybe the entire...
You gotta calm down.
Woo!
Calm down.
Yeah. Maybe the entire...
Is that what you do when you come?
Start barking like a chihuahua.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
When she runs into the door and she shuts the door behind her and you see baghead Jason in the windowsill, fucking running, like I'm gonna get me some fucking bitches. Just running down the hill. That scene actually was scary to me.
The thing about this movie is, you know, we remember Friday the 13th, the remake, which we're gonna get there, guys. Don't you worry. We're gonna go all the way through this fucking
They should remake Baghead Jason.
Yeah, Baghead Jason was great. I know that Jason is iconic with the hockey mask, and Jason will always be the hockey mask Jason.
He's Becky with the good hair.
But the baghead, you know, looking like a reject from the Ku Klux Klan, like, you just weren't good enough. Fucking shit's like this. Higher, Captain. He has no eyeball.
No rose for you. You're done.
Jason in this, much like what they did in the, I think it was 2011 remake, he lived off the land. A mentally challenged kid that grew up as a man living out in the wood, the boonies, and just took what he wanted and used that as survival means, and whoever invaded his space, he fucking killed because he didn't like that. The very beginning of this movie, I didn't like. It kind of reminded me of The Exorcist 2, Heretic, when it was just a recap of what was going on in the first one. The Exorcist 2 should never have happened, honestly, because Linda Blair was wasted in that, because literally you just retold the whole fucking story. The first 10 minutes of this movie, or 15, which you could have just snipped the fuck out, is old Alice chick laying on the bed, rolling around, as you do, dreaming about the Crystal Lake thing and Jason coming out of the water, even though that apparently never happened.
It was more like Rocky 2.
It's just so fucking wild, man, because it's in a neighborhood, it's in a suburb, and Jason is there. I mean,
what are you doing there?
Yeah, I was like, why are you here?
That's not your MO, dog!
There's no woods here. But he goes to get revenge on that bitch because, she decapitated, his mom, and apparently he saw it. He was in the woods somewhere, like, eating some jerky, and was like, you just killed my mama. And he's like, I'm gonna kill you with a screwdriver.
Wrestling with Sasquatch.
But I will say that death scene was pretty cool. Because she wakes up from her dream, violently, as you do, I guess, in horror movies, like, it's like, I've never woken up from a dream. Like, when I wake up from a nightmare, I'm like, when I wake up from a nightmare, I guess a normal reaction would be like, but she was like,
I did that one time in my life. I had a dream that I was being buried alive, and I woke up going, my wife woke me up, and I was like,
did you do the blood sport thing? You're like, but yeah, she wakes up violently, goes to the kitchen to have some sip of water to get over this. She opens the fridge up and sees the decapitated head of Pamela Voorhees, and she's like, oh, fuck, I thought I left that in the forest. And then, old Backhead, which you don't know it's Backhead yet at this point, he comes up behind her, choke slam, a little bit of cane, a little bit of screwdriver action, right to the fucking skull.
Ice pick.
And then boom, Friday the 13th. Part 2.
Funny story about that scene, there's a whole thing behind that, is the girl's agent, they asked her to come back for the movie, and her agent wanted way too much money. So it's the same thing that happened with Danielle Harris.
Which, I mean, a lot of people probably thought Alice was going to be, and killing her off in the second movie, that's ballsy as fuck.
It's ballsy, but they just did it based on necessity. And again, it's something I hate about the Friday franchise is it all just kind of happens by accident, and that's fun. Like that's fucking that's it's necessity and budget or whatever, and it's just a calamity.
So let's talk about Paul.
Fuck Paul.
I love Paul.
Paul. I hate Paul.
Paul's I kind of like Paul.
You know what?
I kind of like him.
You would.
No, because I'll tell you why I liked him. He didn't give a fuck that he was an asshole, and he didn't give a shit. He's the main head counselor, right? And he takes his job very seriously. Like, he reminded me of fucking Farva in Super Troopers. Like, everything's very serious with him. He's like, look, there's new techniques that come out. You've all got to be trained here. And these kids that show up for the counseling training seminar are just like, look, we just want to get high and fuck and drink beer, as you do. And he's like, no, listen. Check your menstrual cycles, bitches, because there might be bears.
The bears can spell the menstruation.
Right. And then he's like, he is very douchey, but I like the fact that he really contributed. He felt like Cyclops.
I fucking he did feel like that.
Like he was Cyclops of the X-Men.
But he goes, and the girl shows up.
Jenny.
What turns out to be the final girl. Jenny shows up.
Oh, hey girl, if you're gonna show up late to the party, be the first one. I like that one girl at the midriff.
Yeah, she was you knew. I mean, you knew.
I knew she was gonna
talk
die.
About telegraphing.
She was eye candy as fuck.
She walks into the woods, and her fucking butt cheeks are just going jenga-langa-lang out in the fucking.
And that guy like Dennis the Menace, like fucking slingshots.
Like it was Waterworld.
That shit would never happen today, by the way.
Butt cheeks were Kevin Costner. I like that guy though.
Yeah, he was cool. I liked him too.
And he's still in good shape.
You know who I like the most though in this movie? And I mean, I'm sure most of you guys feel the same way. I like the guy in the wheelchair.
Me too, man.
I thought he was the best part of it, and I thought he was so unique. The character, having that he's in a wheelchair and stuff, I really thought it was going to be. I mean, I know they telegraphed it early, and I already said that. Like, I knew that chick was going to be the main girl, but I really wish it was going to be him because it just would make cool. Like, not make sense, but it would be cool that a guy in a wheelchair would survive it.
But in a world where in these movies the final girl never actually usually survives the next movie, anyways, he kind of was the final girl because he got the shining moment. He got the best kill.
He got fucking
of the movie.
He got thrown down some goddamn steps from Disney World.
Well, dude, he was just like,
come from?
Oh, I'm just pushing my wheelchair. Fucking machete in the face, deep in the face, and then you saw him roll down, and then you got the homage to one where it was just like white screen.
The one thing I want to know is where the fuck did those goddamn steps come from? Because I never saw those long ass steps to Tibet. I mean, it looked
everyone loves the slinky.
I think it's gonna be a record. But I mean, it really was. Those steps came out of nowhere. Like, and literally, he gets hit with a fucking machete to the face, rolls back, and goes down these long ass steps to fucking the Great Wall of China, and you're like, where's the fucking steps? I mean, it was a great shot. Honestly, I gotta say, I like that shot. A lot of people think that shot's corny, the way they zoomed in on it and then they whited it out. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, it sucks that he died. But
well, first off, the most disappointing thing I think about this movie is the way Ralph gets it. Because Ralph seems like this classic fucking movie character where he's like, you're all doomed, never come back again. You know, you fucking love him, like he's cool, he's there. He likes to hang out in your cupboards and get beefaroni out. But he just dies. He's like the first death, he's just like out of nowhere. Jason's like, Jason didn't even kill him with heart. He was just like,
you know what Jason did? Jason killed his ass like a fucking Godfather Part 2. Like, you're gonna die, Tony.
If I was gonna pick the final girl of this movie, it would have been the blonde kid's girlfriend. Because she seemed cool to me. She seemed like she was fun. She was like, I want to go. Let's go to Crystal Lake. I want to see it. We can tell our friends about it. He was like, I'm not doing it.
I was on his side.
No, I was on her side.
I was on his side.
I was like, let's go.
Are you fucking
this
high,
camp
bitch?
Sucks ass.
I'm not gonna go to Crystal Lake.
Go and do something fun for once. Like when you're on vacation and your family wants to eat at fucking Cracker Barrel, you're like, we're on vacation.
So what? Your whole idea is to go to the haunted fucking lake?
Oh, let's stop. Let's
go to haunted lake.
Let's go to the fucking. I would have gone. Like, come on, guys, horror fans, you would have wanted to go see the fucking Crystal Lake
and
camp.
You would have died.
So she goes there, and the cop that finds him is douchebaggery 6000. But I liked his character because I think it's maybe the first time you even see Backhead Jason is he's driving down the street, and all of a sudden some dude's like, he's like dives into the fucking trees, and this cop is gung ho as fuck. He's like, I'm going for it. And like you have this like 12 fucking minute scene of fat cop running through the woods. Like you even get to see him stop and be like, and then run majestically.
Too many Krispy Kremes
through the forest to catch him. And then you see Jason's home.
Jason made a ramshackle home, his love home, and he got a screwdriver to the back of the head for his troubles.
But don't you need a fucking warrant? Like he just walks in, he's like, I'm gonna look in your toilet. And I like that Jason has a toilet, by the way.
Does he have a toilet?
Yeah, he found the toilet.
That's weird. That doesn't make sense. I thought that Jason would just be shitting his pants running into the woods.
I think the toilet was stuffed up.
That's so weird to think of.
I digress.
That's a whole other video.
Where's Jason poop?
Do horror icons take a poop?
Michael's the most confusing.
Michael's got to take a poop.
You know, Freddy probably takes shits and laughs about it.
In his dreams.
Right, but Michael just shits his pants.
Michael, he wears a diaper.
He stared at a wall for 15 fucking years.
Yeah, I know. I think he wears one of those like NASA diapers, like that one girl that drove across states and just shit her pants. It'd be funny if it was like your dick.
The one scene where they're having sex, you got Mbop, the Hanson kid, who's having sex, and apparently was with an underage girl.
That's so fucking weird. You know what?
That's why they made it so PG-13, where they were just like,
It's so weird that that girl was underage. Like, you know, like if you were an actor that's like over 18, like say you were 20 years old or 21 years old, and you were cast in Friday the 13th, like, okay, so your girlfriend is this girl, it's Christy or whatever, or Sheila, and you're like, okay, that's cool. They're like, I want you to have sex with her. Like, okay, that's cool, I will do that. And they're like, but she's only 16. You're like,
you're gonna film it?
No, you're like, what? Like, I was like, you'd be like, like, I just want you to take your shirt off and your pants, but you can leave your underwear on, and she's just gonna take her shirt off, but she's gonna keep her bra on, and all you gotta do is lay on top of her, and then make grunt sounds, and you're like,
very strange. Very strange. But the kill that happens with them,
she's 16.
Is it's reminiscent of Kevin Bacon's kill because it's a spear, right? They both get it through the same body at the same time.
I don't remember the chick's name. I think it's the chick that wanted to bang the guy in the wheelchair. And she walks over and pulls the sheet down, and Jason's been taking a nap. Old Backhead, and he's like
jerking it.
He was like laying in the bed, and he's like, bitch! Because you see Jason rise up out of the bed, which is a badass shot.
And the dude we were talking about earlier, he goes to see Butt Cheek Palace go skinny dipping, as you do, and he's watching her skinny dip or whatever, and then he gets hung upside down, and he gets a good throat slit kill, but if you watch, it's done with the dull side of the blade. Like, it looks good, but if you watch closely, it's the dull side of the blade that he gets his throat slit with.
Yeah.
And then Hot Chick comes out, and
she is hot.
Jesus,
she is smoking, man.
She is.
God damn.
But she walks out, you never see her die. But what bothers me about the final girl is she's sitting there at the bar, and she's that girl, And we've all known one at some point of our lives that she doesn't really have any actual troubles or problems. Like, she's got a great life, but you have a few drinks and she wants everybody to feel sorry for her. She wants to be the center of attention. So she starts like churning up these crazy fucking stories about Jason. She's like, well, I'm just really concerned about this psycho killer because he just loves his mom and he had to watch his mom die. And they're like, it's a fucking joke, like it's a tale. And she's like, I'm just really serious about this whole Jason thing right now. Like, I'm not really interested in partying. I'm just really upset about it.
But seriously, it really concerns me about Jason. And like, what if it was true? And then one guy, Paul. This is why I like Paul in this instance, because he's like, I think you're drunk.
You do have a little chase scene before she finds the
Jason house,
the head of Lester. The crusty old Bagoo.
That fucker's got problems.
Before she got Bagoo. Before she finds the crusty Voorhees head, you've got a cool chase scene and a pretty cool scene actually. Is the whole baghead chasing her down. She's hiding under beds and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
But she does turn up and she comes into the room with Jason's mom's head in it, which is a penultimate scene. It's a badass scene. How do you feel though about the fact that because she's so deep and inside of this whole Jason thing, she knows to put on the sweater and the hair and to tell Jason like, mother wants you to stop, Jason.
I'll tell you this.
Is it bullshit?
No, because I think that it was alluded to early on, child psychology. She had a child psychology major in the very beginning of the movie. And they brought that up multiple times, and she was talking about, well, she's like, what if this little kid saw his mother be decapitated?
I gotta give it to you on that one. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one. Yeah.
And she's like, what would you do? You know, how would you handle that? And I think that's what happened.
Jay.
I know, I went deep meta
99% of the time, you're full of shit. That was a good one though.
And she's able to communicate with Jason, and Jason does do this weird, Then Paul jumps up like fucking the Undertaker in World Wrestling Federation. He's like, sleeper hold.
Which pissed me off, dude. The scene before that, when Paul and him are wrestling, like Paul just walks in and he's like, fucking undercut, Punisher style. Like, Paul's a
kick!
Yeah.
Kick!
But just because Paul's worried about the Bears and their goddamn menstruation, he can fucking Punisher style fight Jason like nobody can.
Well, you know what pissed me off about the girl.
It's like Busta Rhymes and Michael. Well, like, you can't fight him.
Well, the girl actually pissed me off in that scene because she's like, Paul.
Yeah, she's standing there. Do something.
Yeah, he's fucking getting his ass kicked, and you're like, Paul. Like, bitch, I'm getting kicked my ass out of. Kill me.
It's true.
Throw me a fucking bar stool. In this movie, Jason wasn't supernatural. Like, he was just a dude in suspenders running around.
He's just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
For some reason, that shit smelled just like bologna. But yeah, you know, he was just that guy that lived off the land, and so he wasn't supernatural. But when we think that Paul had died, and he chases her down to and all that scene went on with her child psychology thing and whatever. Paul just shows the fuck back up like Undertaker or Ric Flair coming out of retirement, and be like, woo! And like fucking body slamming him, and it's over, and then shoving a goddamn machete she does. Okay, so finally, she does something important, because when Paul is wrestling him to the ground, she takes the machete and drives that bitch right down Jason's fucking chest.
Yeah. And go for the neck. You know the scene where Jason notices and his eyes like, fuck! When he sees his mom's head?
When you're late for work.
He sees the alarm clock out of the corner. Fuck! He sees it and he knows that she's fucking with him. When he does that, there's this awkward jump scene where like the pickaxe goes, and like it pops up for a second and it blocks it. During that scene, she actually got too gung-ho. She was too into her character and she swung too early and actually fucking stabbed him in the finger with the pickaxe.
The Italian guy?
Yeah, and the guy playing Jason. He had to go to the emergency room to get 13 stitches in his fucking middle finger. But when he got there, he still had the machete in his fucking thing. So he showed up.
Oh,
he showed up.
That's rad as fuck, though.
He showed up to the emergency room and he had this thing and he was like, do you have anything for a headache?
After the machete went through him, they decided to get the fuck out of Chinatown and go back to their cabin.
All of a sudden?
Yeah, they're gonna go back to their cabin.
It was a fucking Wayne's World.
Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't. Okay, so the cops weren't called, right? Or maybe they did call them, but we didn't see that. We didn't see them call the cops. I don't know what the fuck happened. Because Paul was knocked the fuck out. Like, he got fucking Macho Man by that hurt. He got Macho Man by fucking Jason early on, so you know, did he have time? Maybe he did off screen to call the cops, and they're all hanging out, and they're like backed against a window, but again, it telegraphed it. It's a clear fucking window.
Yeah.
You know something's gonna happen, and then like something's at the door, and she picks up the machete, and he's like, "Are you ready?" And like goes up, and it's gonna open the door.
Had it not been for the first movie, clearly lulling you to sleep with that.
When the dog shows up and they have the close up, and Paul's like, "Oh, it's okay," and she's like, and then she's like running towards it. Yeah, but you know, then Jason, you know what? It's perfect. Jason like breaks through the window, and I swear to God, this is the song that came on. It hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Cause he had fucking like he had the fucking mullet. His face was
all, two different people.
Yeah, it was all warped up, and it was like he was like, ah.
At first he was fucking Swole Johnson. And he was like dung dung dung.
But no,
and then you got the other periph, and all of a sudden he's Harry Joe Johnson.
Yeah, and like takes her away, and again we have the ode to the classic ending.
But the bullshit.
You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that.
The bullshit, man, of the whole thing is that nothing is explained. What the fuck happened to Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just like, it was worse than the Halloween 6 producer's cut switch. When she flies out of the fucking window and she lands on the ground and all of a sudden we're in the fucking mental hospital, it was worse than that.
No.
In this, he jumps through the window, next thing we know, people are just fucking pushing her cart, and you don't know what happened to Paul, you don't know what happened to her. Did he tackle her and then go, fuck it? There's a Black Friday sale at Target.
Halloween 6 is different though. If you're talking about the producer's cut versus, you're talking about the producer.
No, I'm saying like where that movie just like all of a sudden that scene happens.
Which one? The Lumens?
6. Yeah. When they got the outside of the scene happens with the cult. There's two different versions.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just he tackles her through the window and then all of a sudden she's just perfectly fucking fine. He goes, you know what? I don't feel like killing you today. It's your lucky day, bitch. I'm Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and tomorrow your cereal is gonna taste better than any cereal's ever fucking tasted before.
She's on the back of a stretcher. The ambulance is taking her away, and she's like, Paul, where are you, Paul? And we don't even know Paul died. We don't even
Fuck Paul.
Fuck happened.
The one asshole you wanted to see die doesn't die.
Where is Baghead?
The bears can smell the menstruation.
I'm gonna give this fucking movie a 6.5 because I still enjoy old Baghead myself. I like Baghead. I think Baghead Jason is one of the purest representations of Jason that you could get. Honest to God, if you're talking about a guy that lives out in the fucking woods, that has a sole focus on avenging his mother, and after that just wants to be left the fuck alone, don't get on my property, bitch. And if you do, I will machete your asshole all the way to Greek times.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Dude, I give it a 6. I give it a little less of a score. I give it a 6, and it's only because of two things. A couple good kills, mainly fucking wheelchair dude getting the fucking machete to the face and going backwards. I did think that the mother scene was cool, like where they showed the
flashbacks.
Head. I thought that was cool and interesting. No, just the head. And I liked how they zoomed in on it, and you kept thinking the eyes were going to open, but they didn't. I liked that. I liked that Jason had this place in the middle of the woods. But mainly, it was just Baghead Jason. It's the only movie that you get Baghead Jason, so it's very special in its own right, just for that alone. So guys, comment down below, would you guys like to see a remake of Baghead Jason? Would you guys want to see that in theaters? And what are your all thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 2? All the shit we said below. We are doing all the Freddys, all the Jasons, all the Micers.
Sounds like a piece of shit shoe.
Ding dong, who's got a biscuit? Fuck!
I don't.
We're doing this Halloween. We're doing skits for Michael, Jason, Freddy. We're doing fucking all that shit.
Good times.
Every single Michael, Jason, Freddy movie is getting reviewed. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the bell. YouTube hates us if you don't click the bell. And make sure to come back. They won't let you know we make our videos because we're dirty. We talk about dicks.
You gotta hurry this up because I gotta pee.
Stuff like that. JPing. We're wearing short shorts. Who wears short shorts? I wear short shorts, and now I'm just trying to make it go longer so that you maybe piss a little bit of dribble.
Fuck it. I already did. Ooh. I'm gonna go right now.
Gross.
Ooh, that felt good.
Can't fit here. Comment down below. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some motherfucking wham up in you.
God damn. You're all doomed.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.